Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube pipe community. Lewis coming back at you. It is the day that I announce my 100 subscriber giveaway. As of 5 minutes ago, 105 of you have decided to follow what nonsense I have to say. Why? I'll never know, but I'm thankful. I love you guys. And I said this in a couple videos ago, man, I love learning about you guys. We're individuals. By and large, the fact that we smoke pipes in and of itself makes us unique to the rest of the world, at least in a little way. But within our own community, we still have our own uniqueness, our own personalities, and I want to get to know them. A little housekeeping. Briarworks Standard, I think is a Ben Dublin. Won this from Briarworks on an Instagram video about a year ago. It is a hell of a smoker. I'm smoking some Bob's Chocolate Flake, one of my favorites. Been seeing a lot of reviews popping up on my recommended feed for Bob's Chocolate Flake, so it got me hankering for some. Drinking a little bit of Left Hand Milk Stout Nitro. Where's my bottle? Right there. This is a hell of a pairing, folks. This is one of my favorite beers with one of my favorite tobaccos on a beautiful day. Beautiful evening. Heck yeah. Using this little tamper. Now, not much of a craftsman when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I decided to make my own tamper one day out of deer antler, which we will get to. Now, for my giveaway, what I will be giving away is pretty simple. All my pipes have some sort of meaning to them, so I'm keeping my pipes for now, folks. Maybe 500 and then we'll talk. But I have amassed quite a bit of tobacco. At least I think so. So the winner of this contest will win a tin of tobacco and then maybe some extra little stuff here and there, okay? We can talk whenever I choose a winner. We'll talk about what you like, and we'll go from there. But, as I was mentioning, we're all unique. And the things we like are unique. The way we spend our free time is unique. I love smoking my pipe, but it's not the only thing I do. I've mentioned that I love archery. I don't have enough time for archery. I need to devote more to it. But that's one of my biggest passions. That, bow hunting. I love brewing beer, although I'm not good at it at all. I love drinking beer, tasting scotches, whiskeys, bourbons. Spending time with the family, of course. Have a dog. Love my dog. Just restoring stuff, making stuff, but my biggest is archery, for example. What I want to know is, besides pipe smoking, what are your biggest hobbies? What are your most important hobbies? Tell me what you like. Let me know what makes you you. And secondly, I want you to tell me a short story about an experience that you've had that is really memorable when it comes to one of your other hobbies. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a happy memory, it could be a sad memory, hilarious. I just want to hear a story. Tell me something that you remember, something that sticks out to you about one of your other hobbies. For example, bow hunting. One thing I will always remember, I'm going to put my pipe down for a second here. One thing I will always remember is probably my third to last season. It was the last season I had in Kansas. It's getting towards the end of the season, and I'd probably spent 120, 150 hours in trees at that point in time, and I could count on one hand the amount of deer that I had seen at that point. No, to be perfectly fair, I'm not the best deer hunter simply because I don't know how to find them. I don't know about playing the wind. I don't know much about all that stuff, so I have to rely on making sure my clothes are scent free and spraying down and this and that and just doing my best. But I was not a very good deer hunter. Anyway, I had spent a huge amount of time, and I was getting really, really annoyed at this point about how poorly I had done that season. But something got me to go out into the woods again. You can't shoot a deer if you're not in the woods. So, one morning I go out and I get into the woods to one of my normal spots, and there had been deer traffic, and I knew that there was deer. There was just never deer there when I went. So I ended up going back again one morning and saw nothing. I went back there that afternoon because hopefully they were coming around that afternoon, and it's getting about 15 minutes before the end of shooting light, and out finally comes a buck. Not a big buck, just he's a small buck. And he came in at an angle where I had to turn to my left and basically wrap my bow arm around a tree, and he gave me a shot. And I drew back, I let go, and I'll never know what I did, but I went right under him. Pin was exactly where it was supposed to be. The shot felt good, but I missed. Anyway, at that point in time, that was the first time I'd actually gotten a shot at a deer that season, and I was just livid with myself. I go back home, I'm completely disheartened, and something tells me to go back out the next morning. And so I do, and I get in a little fender bender. Great. So at this point now I got to deal with insurance, do all this stuff. My hunt is ruined that day, and I just have no motivation to get back out. So I don't know, something in me just told me don't give up, and I'm a stubborn ass. So next day rolls around, get up at 3:30 in the morning, do my whole shebang with the sun-free clothing and this and that. 4:30 in the morning, I'm in the woods. I go to a spot I'd never been before. I don't know what told me to go there, but I just did. Climbed up into the tree. Just found a good tree. Climbed up into it because hell, at this point, could be one thing or another. I might not see deer again, but that's par for the course at this point. Well, 9 a.m. rolls around. I got an earphone in one ear listening to a podcast, and my other ear I'm listening in the woods, and I hear a subtle grunt. And I knew it. There's a buck there. I don't know where he is. I start scanning the area, and probably about 80, 90 yards away, I just see movement. buck starts coming towards me and just beelining towards me, and at this point I'm not ready. And I don't know, something about this buck just told him, okay, stop. He stops and he goes straight away from me. And for the first time ever, I grunt and I have a deer respond to my call. And he just stops mid-track, turns 180 and comes straight to me. I'll be damned if 20 yards on the money he doesn't give me the best broadside shot I've ever had on a deer. I thought he was a small buck. At that point, I would have taken anything. And all I saw was a couple horns, whatever. The antlers was not a huge rack. I'm not paying attention to it. I see the spot that I'm going to aim at. I focus. The shot goes off and I see blood. The deer runs about 90 yards and I hear a crash. And at that point, I start shaking like you couldn't believe. It's incontrollable, the amount of adrenaline that ran through me. I will never forget that feeling. Putting in so much hard work and finally reaping the rewards of it. I sat there for an hour. I texted a buddy. I did it. I finally did it. He comes over and he helps me track the deer. And little drops of blood here, little drops of blood there. I finally get to it. And he's a decent size 7-pointer. I'll be damned if I didn't get a decent buck. And to me, decent, I'm not talking a monster. Some of these guys shoot these monster bucks, these big hogs. And that's not him, but he's the biggest buck I'd taken to date. He's a 7-pointer, and I was so damn happy. And I still am. That's probably the proudest deer that I've ever hunted. So that's my story, guys. That's one of my most memorable things, having to do with one of my other passions. So again, guys, I want to hear your story. Tell me about you. Tell me about what makes you you, the things you love. All right, guys. Cheers to you. Blessings and smoke rings. Well, one thing I had forgotten to mention at this point, guys, the date. So I would like to have a video response from you guys. Please post a link down below so I know to look for your video. I will put you on a list just like most of these other giveaways go. And I will draw on May 20th. Okay, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from 2 days from today. May 20th, 2017, I will draw. So it'll be a random drawing. Put all your names in a hat and see who does it. But again, guys, I want to hear about you guys and see what you guys love to do. So that being said, blessings and smoke rings. Can't wait to hear from you. Cheers.